Hi, my name is Desiree, and this is my week 1 Java 1 assignment. And this week, what we went over was the fundamentals of Java to include just your basic text views, edit text buttons, how to use them, how to use different views like the list view, the grid view, and different layouts, just the basics, using an array adapter, making custom methods, all of that. And this week what we had to do was just show that we have an understanding of the basics in Java. So the assignment required that we created an app that allows the user to enter text into the edit text field and then add the text to a list, and then every time the user adds new text, it would just attach itself to that list view without creating any duplicates, and the user also has to enter text, or it would just throw the user an alert saying that it can't be empty. And we also had to create a custom method to show the length of the entries and the number of entries. So it's pretty basic, pretty simple. It took me up until today to get it working because I was getting all these grow heap errors, which I still don't understand. If somebody understands that, explain it to me. I googled it, I've read about it, and I still don't get it. The logcat is really hard to understand. I don't really understand the logcat that well, so I'd really like to get a better understanding of the logcat. Maybe for future courses, that could be something that's thrown in there, just because I think that'll help students understand where their errors are exactly located. I know that once you get to the cause by and then you just start seeing the at, you're supposed to be able to tell from that point on, but I still was getting confused because I was fixing the error and then it would throw me another error. So needless to say, I got it done, and I'll go ahead and run through my app, and I've labeled everything so that it kind of makes it a lot easier for someone to read my code. So in the beginning, I instantiated my variables. I created my edit text where the user enters the text, my button, and then here the list view will create that data in the array list. And then the adapter to connect the list items and the data together so that it'll show up. And then we get to the onCreate. I set the content view, of course, to the activity main layout where I created all of those views, the list view, the text view, the button. And then going back, it's kind of slow. I don't know why my computer is running so slow. I think I have too many things running at once, I guess. Let's hope it doesn't crash. Okay, next, I initialize those variables and just grab the ID of those variables so that I'd be able to use them and see them. And sorry, this now wants to move so slow. Okay, I think it's because I have so many things running that it is running slow, especially the emulator slows everything down. Then I set the adapter to my list. Then going further down, I connected all that data so that it can get the position of that and then show the item for the onClick. So for example, if I enter data here, which I'm going to show you in a second, that once you click on the item, it'll show, I created a toast so that it'll show that you have selected this particular item. I wanted to create an alert view. I don't have enough time. Alert dialog, which is pretty simple, but I tried putting it into this area and it was just not working. So I didn't want to waste too much time on that. So I just created a simple toast. And then the add item, what I did was, If it would stop moving. Sorry. Okay. So I have my on-click listener. So it listens to see if the user's entering text. And if the user enters text and it's empty, it'll let the user to enter something, because you can't move forward unless you enter something. And then else, if the array list contains an item that was previously entered, then it's going to say the duplicate text is not allowed, and also throw that toast. And then else, if you add the item, then it's going to go ahead and set the text to whatever you entered, and then notify the adapter that a change was made. And then that's also going to throw the error that the data was saved. I was trying to clear the field when something was entered, but you manually have to clear the field. Then I created a custom method and text views to show the number of entries that I have. That's going to measure the length as well and show that in text fields. And here's that custom method where I created that in order to pull that data. So now that we run through the code, and of course the strings that I created are in my XML, which I'm not even going to click on that because it's going to just run really slow. So go ahead and get to the app, and let's just say test. Well, actually, let's not enter anything for the first time, and just try to add something. It should state down here, please enter the text, which is working fine. So okay, let's enter some text. Test. We're going to add that to our array list, which we don't really have a list yet, but now we will. And of course it states the number of items in the item list. I only have 1 and the length is 4. And then let's just try to re-add test to make sure this works. And it shouldn't allow me to duplicate that text. Which it's not. That's great. Okay, then you're going to go back, and let's just say we want to add another item. Let's just say another item. And let's add it. And there you have it. So everything, again, is working fine, and then it tells you that your data has been saved. This was pretty simple. I mean, like I said, I did have some trouble because of the logcat, trying to read it, trying to find out where my errors were. But everything seems to be working out really well, and I'm really looking forward to grasping Java. It's a very hard language to completely grasp. Like, I feel like even if I learn something, I still have to go back and refresh my memory and get reacquainted with it every time. And especially because of all these updates with Eclipse, sometimes it gets frustrating because I actually had to delete packages in order for it to work. So I couldn't upgrade to 20, the API 20 and 23. I couldn't do that. I had to stick with 19 and of course the minimum 14 for the SDK. So it gets complicated. Programming gets complicated, but you know, when you actually figure it out, it's just like this huge relief. It's like, yes, I get it. So looking forward to next week. Hopefully I'm still going to go touch up on everything I did. This was pretty simple, but of course, pulling in data from the web, that's just going to be a little bit harder for me. And actually using it, I guess, within an array list, if that's something I plan on doing. But so far, so good. We shall see.